What's up guys, and welcome back once again to Diddy Reviews. Today I'm going to be doing a review on this case. I've previously done a sort of unboxing, sort of overview, showing you the features of everything of this case. This is the APNX C1 Creator in the chroma flare colour. It is available in white and black as well. But this is the chroma flare, this is the APNX C1 as I said. So today we're actually going to do the review on the case, so I'll talk a little bit about how it is to build in, and we'll do temperature testing as well so we can see how good the airflow is in this case, to give you an idea of what you're going to get in terms of performance from the case. So first of all, we'll talk about what the build is. I've not done sort of a video built of how I built it and things like that. Personally, I think you've seen it 1,000,001 times. Do you need to see it anymore? If you do want that in future videos, then please let me know in the comments and I'll do that in future videos for these kind of videos. But I personally think you don't really need to see that. You just need to see what it looks like at the end, and then know a little bit about how it performs and things like that. That's the way I see it anyway. But obviously, like I said before, if you want to see any more, then I can do that in future videos if that's something you prefer to see in these kind of videos. So first of all, let's talk about the specs, the build that I've done in this APNX C1. Starting off with the CPU. CPU is the 5900X from AMD. The motherboard is the B550-E from Asus, the Strix one. The RAM is 4x 8GB of Team Group's Delta RGB. Beautiful RAM, looks absolutely lovely. Running at 3600 megahertz per second, mega transfers per second, should I say, which is obviously the ideal for the Infinity Fabric. The cooler that I've got on it is the APNX AP1-V, and their new cooler, which I've done a separate video on basically how this performs, which will be coming soon, or may have already been released. I don't know which way I've released these videos. Probably the cooler will be first, to be fair. The GPU is going to be the Founders Edition of the RTX 3080, 10GB, so we'll obviously see how it cools that as well and see how that performs. The fans are a standard that come with the case. They're the F1s, I believe, or F2s, I can't remember what they're called. They're 140mm fans in the front, 3 of them, and 120mm in the back. And other than that, the power supply is the Colink Regulator 1000 watt 80+ gold, so plenty of power in there. And in terms of storage, I'm using 2 of ADATA's SX8200s, I think they're called, 1TB drives. So that's the build. That's what we've got installed in this build in the C1. So basically, let's get on, show you some B-roll of how it looks once it's built in, and then we'll go from there and I'll tell you about how it performs and how it was to build in. So you've seen the B-roll now, you've seen how good this case looks, how I think this looks absolutely amazing, especially in this colour. This chroma flare colour is absolutely stunning, especially as it sort of changes colour as you move around it, and how the light catches it. I think this build looks absolutely beautiful. The fans are really, really nice. The diffusion on them is fantastic, excuse the pun. And I think the cooler looks really good in this as well. So all in all, personally, I think this looks like a lovely build. Let me know what you think in the comments below, if you like it or not, or if you prefer it to be in a different colour, or you prefer different fans, things like that. Let me know what you think about how this build looks, but personally I think it looks fantastic. So let's talk about how it was to build in, because you never really know how good a case is until you build in it. So obviously some of them have the little quirks and things like that. Now this one being a mid-tower case, it's not the biggest mid-tower case I've ever worked in. It's not the smallest either. But it's not massive. However, the space in there to get around and get things done is absolutely brilliant. I've had absolutely no issues building this whatsoever. There's cutouts everywhere they need to be. There's plenty of room for cable management in the back. I've not done an amazing cable management job. I never do on these builds, because they're literally builds to be built and then taken apart at a later date anyway. So it's not going to be a final build, so I never do massive cable management in it, but there is plenty of room in there as well, to get these tied down and to get all your bits tied down and get them all tucked away nicely. Also, there's obviously the inclusion, as shown in the previous video about this case, to put more fans on this side of it. I've not got any fans on the top. You can put more up there as well. You can obviously put an AIO up there. You can put water cooling in there. There's lots and lots of room for cooling. It's really been thought out in terms of how to build your cooling for it. The power supply shroud at the bottom's got plenty of ventilation through. There's plenty of room under there, again, for cables and things like that. It is really, really easy to build in, not gonna lie. Is there anything that I struggled with at all, really? There's sort of a back sort of panel on the back of this, which goes right behind where your CPU sits on the back, which I showed in the previous video, where you can install your SSDs, hard drives, or you can install another fan for some reason at the back there. That is a little bit awkward at times to get in once you've got all your cables in there, but it's not massively awkward. I could imagine it might be a bit difficult once you've got drives on it. It might get a bit squished in there, because it's right up against, like say, behind where the motherboard is and where you're gonna have some other cables and things like that, but I can't see it being too much of an issue. So all in all, building in this case was so easy. You've obviously got the inclusion of the fan controller and RGB control, which makes it a lot easier. That only supports up to, I think it was 5 fans, so you can't get loads in it. It would be nice to support a few more. So if you're going to be putting extra fans in this, bear that in mind. You're going to have to put them to other slots on the motherboard or another controller, or daisy chain from there. But the fans that come with it are all daisy chainable as well, so you can just daisy chain them and save some of the slots and things like that as well. So that's it, talking about how easy it is to build in. Again, fantastic. I actually quite enjoyed building this. It went together so quick, because there's although it's not a massive case, there's just a lot of room to build in, to be honest with you. It's really easy to work with. So that's that. Let's talk about the performance, how well it's performed. So basically, the way I've done it, as I do with pretty much all the case reviews I do, I'll do a Cinebench 10-minute run multi-core. I'll do obviously an idle check on temperatures, and I'll do a GPU temperature. So I've started using Cyberpunk now. I used to use Shadow of the Tomb Raider, but from now on I'm going to start using Cyberpunk for the foreseeable, because it's going to push the GPU quite hard for these kind of tests anyway. In terms of idle temperatures, with the case closed, all the panels on, air filters in, everything like that, we got a idle temperature of 37 degrees, and that was at an ambient of 18.2. And with the case open, we got an idle of 36, but that was at 20 degrees. Temperatures above ambient will be up on the graph as well, so you can get a better idea of the differences, rather than me just giving you raw figures and then you're trying to work it out for yourself in terms of the over ambient temperature. Following on from that, I did my Cinebench run. So again, like I said, multi-core 10 minutes. With the case all closed up, panels on, we've got 75 degrees maximum, and that was at 19.2 ambient. And with them open, we've got 73 degrees maximum with a 19.9. So there's a couple of degrees there, almost 3 degrees really, in terms of comparing it to the ambient. So it does drop a little bit, but it's not massive, and that's showing that the airflow is actually pretty decent in this case. A couple of degrees is not a lot, to be honest with you, and it's not like it's really choking the system and you're getting really high temperatures when it's all closed off. There's plenty of ventilation on this, so thumbs up again for that. Well done, decent performance there. Then lastly, we did the GPU test. Like I said, we used Cyberpunk 2077 built-in benchmark, and basically we were set to 5120 by 1440, the resolution of my monitor. We're at ultra settings. I put DLSS on performance, just try and push more frames through. I assume that'll make it a bit warmer, but that's what I did. So we're really pushing the GPU hard here. So with the case closed, we've got a maximum of 55.6 degrees on the GPU die, and that was at an ambient of 20. And then with the case open, we're still at an ambient of 20. I got 55.3, so only 0.3 of a degrees was dropped with the case open, so it's pretty much nothing. So you're getting plenty, ample cooling to your GPU. Obviously, it's going to depend on what GPU you're using and how you've got your fan curve configured. Mine's just as stock as it comes. So obviously if you push that more or push it less, it's going to get warmer. But you can see the airflow again is there, and you're getting plenty of fresh air to your GPU. Obviously the temperatures for the CPU also depends on what cooler you're using and how you've got that configured. If you've got an AIO, it's going to be different because you're going to have fans at the top as well. But again, you're still seeing the airflow differences here. And well, not the airflow differences, you're seeing how good the airflow is of the case compared to when it's open and when it's closed. So that's it, guys, really. That's the performance of the case. I think it looks absolutely amazing. Like I say, it looks amazing, performs really, really well. It's a very, very different case. So it's not going to be to everyone's taste, especially in this colour, but like I say, it's available in black and white as well. If you're looking for, if you like the style of the case but you don't like this colour, it is available black and white as well, and it is a little bit cheaper as well. I think this one's about £120 at the moment in the UK. For the chroma flair colour, a little bit more expensive, and the black and white ones at the time of recording, when I looked, they were about £100, so £20 cheaper if you just want a standard colour. But I really, really like this colour, and I think it looks amazing, especially if with the way I've got the fan set up, sort of a blue, pinky, red colours. I think it looks really, really good, and if you're going to do a blue theme, it would look really nice as well, or purple or something like that would look absolutely fantastic. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's gave you a bit of an insight into this case as to whether you want, if you're looking at it, whether you should purchase it or not. I can say definitely if you liking the look of this case and it's the one of the ones you're looking at to buy, and you're just wondering what the performance was like, I can definitely say recommended. Go ahead, buy it. But other than that, if you're looking in the market, this one is a great buy at the moment. It's come down a lot. It was about 160, 170 in this colour, so it has came down quite a bit, and it's a lot more competitive now, especially as the fact you get 3 140mm fans and one 120mm fan, and they're not the cheapest fans either. They're decent, really decent fans. They're the brand new fans from APNX. So in terms of value, it's actually quite good now. So that's it, guys. Again, finally, thank you for watching. If you did like this video, please don't forget to give it a like. Comments if you've got anything you'd like to say. If you didn't like it, feel free to dislike it if that's what you want to put. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps me out and I really appreciate it. So thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.